What's up, guys? It's Emperor Luku with your tips, tricks, and strategies for all your strategy game needs. And today is part 2 tips, tricks, and strategies of how to be a better Total War Warhammer player, 1 and 2. And a lot of these tips and tricks go for the other historical Total Wars as well as some of the newer Total Wars. First thing I want to get into, because a friend of mine kept asking me, is how do you keep bringing in so much money even when you don't have a large portion of the map? And I have a certain build technique that I do, and I'll show you right now. I normally, as you can see here, I always go money, defensive structure, and then whatever else I need. Usually money again, or like a growth building, or something like that. Rarely do I ever put a building somewhere that I can't max out, but as you can see, if it comes with a port or harbor or whatever, you can't max those out at minor settlements. And my minor settlements are my money makers. The rest of the settlements is why not just other buildings to unlock researches, military buildings, so on and so forth. Now, Warhammer 2, you can max out certain military buildings, whereas Warhammer 1, you didn't really see that. And that's really it for that. It just goes money, defense, and a lot of people won't do this. A lot of people will try to just focus all on money first. And if you have a level 3 garrison or a maxed out garrison, that's enough to take on rebellions. These are extremely important, especially when you're playing in higher difficulties, especially when you're playing competitively. I am shocked at the amount of people who put garrisons last. Even if you look at my main settlements, my capitals, my province capitals, you'll see that I usually try to get that wall up pretty early. And you didn't see a wall there, but decently early. Depends on when I take something as well. And I'll probably go through and fix some of these if I continue this playthrough here. This was just kind of just me screwing around. But that's the main thing for that. The other thing is, if you have a growth structure, a structure that gives growth and focuses on growth, and you come back and everything is maxed out, I normally will go back through and I'll delete that, because you're wasting a building slot on a growth structure when everything is maxed out. So I tend to do that too, and that helps me in the long game. And then I have another thing on Confederation tips. Now, how to Confederate, I did all that in my first video, but I notice a lot of people, they'll Confederate, they'll dismantle the units, because normally you'll end up in negative if you're not making a lot of money. They'll dismantle the whole army, and then whatever, and then they just continue on. The first thing you need to do when you Confederate is you need to go to those buildings that you just acquired and fix their building structure, because a lot of times the other players, the computer, whatever, they do things in a wonky way that doesn't make sense. They'll have like a really strange building in a minor settlement that needs to be fixed. And then the army, if I have enemies near me, I don't dismantle the army, even if it's going to put me in negative income per turn. I send that army out and I just do as much damage as I can. The goal is for them to get wiped out, but I want to do as much damage as I can. So I still utilize that army instead of just getting rid of it. I'm still putting something into it. Another thing I would like to put as a tip here:
I serve the king.
Use your guys often.
Traveling.
I don't leave them in the castles. I'll put them like right here, or maybe even right here, and I just leave them in
ready to attack
when I'm on the front lines. Because what this does is, if this guy isn't seen because he's in ambush stance, and let's say I was at war with Avalorn, and they were to come down here and they don't see this army, I just wreck that army. I'm going to ambush them. So that's something that I hope a lot of people do more often. Utilize your ambush stance. Put that in, positions where the enemy's going to come, instead of just leaving them in. I know that they don't level up, your Lord's skills won't level up as fast, but it's worth it. And another tip to go with that ambush stance, and I know
shield
I just
against the darkness
videos together because I just remembered, is if I have two armies, let's say I
lethal
had
grace
another
given
army here,
form.
and I move them up, I'll move
Making my way.
the second army, like right behind them, okay, in ambush stance, or right before them in ambush stance if I can't move them also in ambush stance. So when they come to attack that army, I now ambush them with 2 armies, or if one is found and they think they're just gonna, come smash on a single, stack, and then voila, there's actually 2. So that's another thing you can do. Try to bottleneck enemies, try to find, the routes the enemy is gonna come. Leave them on ambush in the front lines. And another thing about declaring war, never just outright declare war. If you don't like somebody, you want to declare war on them, go over here and, go into the diplomatic panel, see who they're already at war with, see if any of those people are people you want to be on good terms with, and try to get a little money out of the situation. If not, still, ask, hey, do you want me to join war with these people? They're going to say yes. Who doesn't want somebody's help in a war? And then you increase, your relation with that person at the same time. That's a good way to do that. Another thing is use your heroes as scouts. I'm not doing that right now in this playthrough because I have so many allies. If you go into my thing, you look on the left, I have all these people as my allies. So they're doing the work for me. They are my allies on every continent. I can pretty much see anybody coming towards my front lines, and right now I'm only right here. I don't know why I'm not utilizing this. I'm just right here, and then I pretty much got all of this, and slowly moving my way this direction. I probably will go over here. I don't know why I haven't yet, now that I'm looking at the map, but that's a very important thing. And if in the beginning of the game I know that it can put pressure on your funds, you need to have eyes. You can counter anything you see, but you can't counter things you can't see, okay? You can try to prepare for things. It's easier to know where it's coming from, what it is, and so on and so forth. And I'm going to post a link in the description below, but a lot of people I notice don't know anything about Total War Access, and there's a lot of free DLC there, or free LC, whatever you kids say nowadays. It's not all just, wallpapers and stuff. There are characters you can download and stuff like that. So if you don't know anything about that, I'm going to post a link in the description. Other than that, this is just an update to my first video, tips, tricks, and strategies on how to be a better Warhammer 1 and 2 player. And like, share, and subscribe. Help a brother out. I hope you guys all have a wonderful time gaming. I hope you guys all enjoy playing this. I hope I've helped people. Again, peace out.